Now today we're doing spark plugs and coil packs on a 2011 Outback with the 2.5 liter boxer engine. Now the first step is disconnecting the negative terminal, going to the battery. I'm actually going to remove the entire battery. Number one, I want to clean it up, but also number two, it will allow you to have a much better view of what's going on here. Now to make things simple, I'm going to have a list of all the tools and the parts that we'll be using in the description box below to our Amazon affiliate site. But that being said, we have two 10mm fasteners here, one for the negative terminal and one for the positive. And then I'm using some PB Blaster just to spray down the fastener there and also right here. Now here on the left-hand side of the engine, which happens to be the driver's side in the US, we have cylinders 2 and 4. Of course, the opposite end is cylinders 1 and 3. So this is your coil pack. Super easy to get to. We have a fastener, remove the pack, and then we can get access to the spark plug. Now after 9 years and 174,000 miles, I just have a wire brush just to clean off any loose rust, because these fasteners are very, very soft. In other words, they will strip on you if you're not careful. So again, it's a 10mm fastener, and with my right hand I'm placing the wrench on the fastener. With my left index finger I'm holding down the wrench, because look at the play here. So hold it down firmly and then slowly back it off. It shouldn't be too hard to remove. Now you can use a 1/4-inch drive with a 10mm socket to fit this guy, because it's very, very tight. You can't use a 3/8 drive. And the wrench is striking this hose coming off the valve cover. So just come from the opposite end like this. There we go. Okay. Now with my left hand, I'm on the fastener. With my right index, press down and then pull up. Okay. Now before I remove this fastener, right here at the 12 o'clock position, there's a little tab. Press down on that tab and there comes the harness connector. Okay. Now if you're working on I believe a 2010 or earlier, you won't have a coil pack. You'll have the old-fashioned boot. Now to remove the spark plug at cylinder number 2, I have a 3/8 drive ratchet, an extension that's 6 inches in length, and this is a spark plug removal socket. There's a little magnet in there that will really grip that spark plug and be able to remove it. So here we go. So what I'm doing is I'm rotating until I strike the spark plug, and now I can't turn it any longer, so I know that the socket is firmly on the spark plug. And then let's back it out. Okay, there's the old spark plug. Now you might have noticed some oil residue on the spark plug. If you see the same thing on your vehicle, inside the spark plug tube is a gasket, and that gasket is slowly failing. Now I have a separate video showing in detail how to replace these gaskets. It's actually a valve cover gasket replacement video. And that was done on a 2010 Impreza with the same engine, 2.5 liter boxer. So if you want to check that out, I'll include a link in the description box below. Now Subaru recommends NGK Iridium spark plugs, a 4-pack less than 30 bucks online, local auto parts store closer to $40. These are pre-gapped from the factory. You don't need to gap them. And you can use a little bit of anti-seize compound on the threads if you wish to do so. Now when you install the spark plug, just turn it by hand, because you don't want to cross thread the cylinder head or the plug. So now this is ready to go. Now these you do not have to over tighten. It's typically around 16 foot-pounds from the factory. See if I can get this here, hold on. Okay, so that's good. Now regarding the other spark plugs, for number 4, 1, and 3, I'm just going to go a little bit quicker. I wanted to take the time out, explain exactly what I'm doing, but let's just speed it up here, because once you do the first one, you can really start to get to the other ones rather quickly. Now regarding the coil pack, let's say you have a misfire. So this is cylinder number 2. Let's say you have trouble code P302, which is a misfire for cylinder number 2. What you could do is remove the coil pack at cylinder 2 and then just place it to number 4. And take this pack and place it here. And if now you have a trouble code for P304, which is cylinder 4, you know the coil pack is bad. So that's just the easiest thing you could do to really test these coil packs. Now these are only tightened down to around 6 foot-pounds. In other words, don't over tighten these. Okay, there you go. Now for cylinder number 4, the 6-inch extension is just too long. It hits the shock tower, it's not going to work. But what I do have, I have one extension that's 1 3/4 of an inch. The other one is 3, so 4 3/4 of an inch. And that will give us enough, let's double check, just enough room to get directly into this. There we go. Okay, perfect. Okay, make sure they're both connected, okay? Alright, on to the passenger side. Now the passenger side, we have to clean up and really make room by removing, there's a little duct that runs into the air cleaner assembly, so I'm going to remove this along with the air cleaner assembly so we get better access to the plugs. So here I'm just pulling up gently. Now that piece was held down by 2 of these plastic tabs. It's really the wrong one. You may have something like this where you insert a flathead gently and then you can remove the plastic piece. Now this is just shoddy. Someone did work here in the past and this is what they used. But if you ever do break these, you can purchase them online, a whole kit. And it's always good to have. Now looking straight down, there's a fastener right here. Now these tend to break, so again, just PB blaster. Let that sit for a moment. It's a 10mm fastener. And then right back here, a little hard to see, but right here is also another 10mm fastener. Good time to replace the air filter if I had one, but it's not too bad. And then for this piece right down here, I'll show you in a moment. Let me just remove this. Okay, this just fits into right here. So you just push down and pull this up and it comes right out. And then once you have that air box assembly removed, it's just like the other side. Remove the harness connector. You have your one fastener holding on the coil pack. Remove it along with the spark plug. So this is the 6-inch extension that we used on cylinder number 2. And then for cylinder 3, I'm doing the same thing we did for cylinder 4, which is using the smaller extensions. And there we go. So, there we go. And then on the bottom you have these 2 clips. Just make sure the clips meet up on the bottom of the housing. Otherwise they just won't fit right. Just to show you what I mean, right here there's a tab, there's another one over here on the left. And you can tell if it's not right because when you try to clamp down the air filter, it's going to be really hard. So just make sure that those 2 tabs line up and you'll be good to go. You have your power steering hose that goes there. Gas airflow sensor goes there. Make sure it clicks. So as you can see, it really isn't too bad. You can save yourself quite a bit of money by doing this yourself. Unfortunately, I have to use these plastic tabs. I don't have a replacement for them right now. Okay, let's start it up.